If you are a woman over 35 and you are doing everything right, but you feel like your body is working against you because no matter what you do, that belly fat won't move, this video is for you. The deep fat that builds up in your belly increases your risk of insulin resistance. In fact, when scientists surgically remove 18% of belly fat in mice, their insulin sensitivity improved. By the way, this is not a video about how to surgically remove belly fat, and yes, we are not mice. But I do have a daily strategy that you can start implementing tonight to reduce that belly fat. The fat in your body is either subcutaneous or visceral. Subcutaneous fat is the one that you can pinch under your skin. Now, visceral fat is the one that is wrapped around your organs and is pushing your belly out. Subcutaneous fat is mostly like a benign storage closet. You don't want a lot of it, but having some doesn't harm your health. Now, visceral fat is a complete different story. Visceral fat is metabolically active. That means it's constantly releasing inflammatory substances and free fatty acids into your bloodstream, leading to insulin resistance and other health issues. When insulin resistance is present, insulin cannot efficiently move sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. And this makes fat release incredibly difficult because the resulting high blood sugar and high insulin blocks fat release and make you feel tired and hungry. And if this is not addressed, a vicious cycle is created. The insulin resistance encourages storing belly fat. The extra belly fat worsens insulin resistance. So we need a way to break that cycle. And we are going to do that using three things: early time eating, prioritizing protein, and walking. Early time eating is the practice of consuming your last meal by mid-afternoon. This improves insulin sensitivity because it lessens the insulin workload. When there is no food coming in, there is no spike in insulin production. The second tool is going to be protein first. At every single meal, you are going to make 30 grams of protein your priority. Protein is going to stabilize your blood sugar so you won't get the crazy spikes. It slows down digestion, keeps insulin lower, and keeps you fuller longer. Let me tell you, that one change alone starts shifting everything. The third shift is going to be, let's start walking after our meals. I'm not talking about running. I'm not talking about power walking. I'm talking about a relaxed 10 to 15 minutes after each meal. When your muscles are active after your meal, they act like glucose sponges. They pull sugar out of your bloodstream without needing insulin. That means lower blood sugar, lower insulin, and less visceral fat over time. Now, here is where most videos about this topic do not cover. And honestly, this is the piece I had to figure out the hard way by myself. I lived the insulin resistance diagnosis, hypothyroidism, and I was only 32. No matter what I did, I could not release the extra weight. Doctors just gave me pills without answers or real solutions. And what I eventually learned is this: love is no workout, is no diet, is no restriction on earth that is going to help you release the extra weight if your nervous system is living in survival mode. Cortisol is the hormone sitting above the entire cycle. And when it's chronically elevated, your body holds on to visceral fat as a survival mechanism. So no, you are not releasing the belly fat because you're eating too much. You are not releasing it because your body feels in danger. Cortisol spikes from stress. Yes, we all know that. But what nobody tells us is that not sleeping well is stress. Not eating enough is stress. The wrong exercise is stress for our bodies, and also having that constant food noise that we are analyzing every single bite is stress. Love, as long as your nervous system is in fight or flight, it will always prioritize surviving over releasing fat. So alongside the strategy I just shared, you also have to signal your body's safety. Tools like box breathing, so we inhale for 4, we hold for 2, and we exhale for 6 or 8 are very helpful. Also, tapping, humming. Those are not just nice things to do. Those are real tools that are signaling your brain that you are safe, that you can let go. They all activate your vagus nerve and tell your brain cortisol is no longer needed. Now you start regulating your nervous system and the rest of the strategy works. So let us put all this together into a practical strategy that you can start implementing today. The ultimate goal is to have your last meal by 4, because this is when your insulin resistance hunger is hard to control. So to build your comfort level, let's start by having our last meal 3 hours before going to bed. Then over time, move your last meal earlier until we hit 4 p.m. And also take into consideration, we are all different. Like I have my dinner between 5 and 6, and that just works beautifully. Then at every meal, protein goes first on the fork. Then you walk for 10 to 15 minutes right after your meals. And before bedtime, we use the nervous system regulation tools. That way we bring cortisol down and we signal our body safety. Let me give you an extra tip. If right before going to bed you're feeling a little bit hungry, eat 1 hard-boiled egg or a tablespoon of your favorite nut butter. This will prevent any blood sugar crashes overnight. If this click but you don't want to do it alone, you don't have to. Just join my free community. Right now, over 1,400 women are working on this together. The link for my community is in the description. And also, let's share this video with that friend of yours that you're always talking about your health, about how to lose that fat, about how to eat better. Let's help more women like you and I.